We're set up on the tripod. Good morning, everybody. Oh yeah, it's a beautiful day. Take a look. A little bit of character in the sky. Kind of see on the GoPro the kind of mackerel kind of striping of the clouds in the sky. In fact, just take a look around. See the beautiful glow in the distance. Look at that. The country gravel road behind me. Wow. Oh yeah. Are you kidding me? It's a beautiful day to be on the Bruce Trail. Well, today it's a day hike. It's a day hike in the Blue Mountain section of the Bruce Trail. We're starting off from, I guess it's I'm not sure if we'd call it the 6th Street or the end of the 6th Street extension, the beginning of the 12th concession at the base of Blue Mountain, here in the Blue Mountain section of the Bruce Trail. So, we're heading up. We're climbing. I don't know. What will it be? 800, 900 foot climb? Something like that. Nothing too major. And we've been making a left turn, heading past Silver Creek, which is always pretty. I'll make sure I show you that as we go by. And we're heading to the Ozla Bluff today, the Ozla Bluff Lookout, where we will have our lunch break, and we'll turn around at that point and we'll head back. It's probably around a 25-kilometer day, something like that. Slack packing, day pack. Yeah. Now, keep in mind, a week today, scheduled for a week today, is our big day when we will start our through hike, flip-flop through hike of the Bruce Trail. So we'll be starting, actually not too far from where we are right now, a little bit further, kind of to the northwest of me, or west of me anyhow, to Maple Lane, which is the northern end of the Blue Mountain section. And we'll be heading south to the southern terminus, 460 kilometers, just a little over 300 miles. Okay, it's just a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? Oh, well, I had that, you know, individual packets of raisin, no, what's it called? Raisin spice oatmeal this morning. Yep, and my coffee, of course. I have to have my coffee. You can't leave home without it. Unlike some through hikers I know, I actually do like instant coffee. I don't mind it at all. In fact, it's what I drink at home. So there. Anyhow, okay, you know what? It's really just a training day today. Of course, I'm going to enjoy my day, but it's essentially, it's not a marathon, it's not essentially a run or anything like that, but it is a cadence hike. We just want to keep a steady pace throughout the day over the 25 kilometers and just get it done. It's just a training day. Yeah. Okay. Speaking of getting it done, let's get at it, shall we? Once again, it's hard to say how it shows on the GoPro or how it's captured by the GoPro, but with the human eye from where I am as I climb, pushing further to the summit of Blue Mountain, the gravel road, as it just essentially a straight line, but way in the distance, Georgian Bay, there's beautiful light kind of dappled on the water from the sun. And from up here, it looks truly amazing. And right above it, macro sky with the rays of sunlight coming through. When I was a boy, somebody once told me the rays of sunlight that come through the clouds like that, they said that's God's fingers as he touches the earth. Okay, why not indeed? But anyhow, what a beautiful scene. And of course, sighted all the way down the gravel road by the fresh green of kind of mid-spring, I guess. Well, 2/3 of the way through spring. It's May the 22nd today. Happy Memorial Day, happy long weekend, and happy Monday. Oh yeah, I just want to share that view with you. I hope it's shared well with the GoPro, but that's one of the drawbacks of the GoPro. Unlike a cell phone, I can only zoom a certain amount. I have maximum zoom set on my video all the time, but it's the very, very best a GoPro can do. Apart from that, I believe it's far superior than a cell phone for vlogging, for recording, but it does fail in the zoom. Oh well, let's just keep going. We're at a particular trailhead. Let me show you where people park. Well, actually, not now. I don't know if you can see, but there's no standing signs now. And this is primarily for the winter, I think, because this is where the snowplow turns around, does his thing, and he needs that access. And at the other side of those signs, I'm sure you can camp. To the right, at the first telegraph pole, is a Bruce Trail Blaze. So that's where we are. The trail, by the way, the trail continues right down there. Here you can see a Bruce Trail sign. and we're having the first break of the day. So I've got my trusty coffee, instant by the way, and a Bobo's. And I don't know if you guys know what these are. I'm sure you do. This one's lemon poppy seed. Now, my favorite bozos, my favorite Bobo's is the original one. They have like almond chocolate butter or something like that. I'm not a fan. I'll eat it, but I'm not a fan. Chocolate chip of it that they have, not a fan. I prefer the original, but I also like the tang taste or tangy taste of the lemon poppy seed, so I'll eat that one too. I find them filling, and I find they give me good energy. That bar here will see me through to the turnaround point, which is about 7 kilometers up the road from here to the Owsley Bluff Lookout. Yeah, so break time. Little update on something. On the announcement video for the Bruce Trail flip-flop, we talked a little bit about kind of how I'm going to resupply. Something that never entered my tired, weary, old mind was what's wrong with Ubering from Mono Mills, Highway 9, into Orangeville. It's 11 kilometers. They've got Walmart and stuff right there. I can get everything I need. It's 158, call it 160 kilometers from the start point there. So about a week of hiking, say 6 days, 5 or 6 days. That's fine. That makes it much better. And I think from there, it was another 138 kilometers. Did I say miles? 100? It's not 158 miles if I said that. It's 158 kilometers. Anyhow, and from there, from Orangeville, it's 138 kilometers, 139 kilometers to Waterdown, which is, again, another Walmart resupply location. That balances things out pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. What it doesn't take into account is my hotel or motel / stays for my battery power. That would mean if I was to do that and say it took me 6 days to get to the Orangeville from my start point, I would be needing a motel at that point. Of course, not just for my own personal hygiene and laundry, but to charge my battery banks, because that's about it. 6-7 days is about the most I get out of my Anker 20,000 milliamp for my phone for navigation, my headlight, my vlogging camera, which in this case, right now I'm using my GoPro Hero 8 Black. So I'd have to look at maybe a motel in Orangeville for that particular night. And that would take care of me for the next 6 days, maybe 7 days after that. Just a little update. Not sure why I didn't think of that. Not saying that's what I'm going to do, but it's a huge possibility. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to have my coffee in my Bobo bar. We'll talk to you in a bit. All these trilliums, yeah, they remind me very much so of my friend from the Appalachian Trail, my friend from Rhode Island. Trail named Trillium. The connoisseur, the original connoisseur of pancakes. A little crispy with corn flour. Oh yeah. Let's keep moving right along. Well, so far today, the trail has been going well. One of the other reasons that I like to be out here right now is I just wanted to check kind of the mud kind of content of the trail. The Blue Mountain section probably gives a good indicator of what you're going to get at any given time as far as moisture content of the trail, be it dry, be it hard, packed, be it wet, be it muddy, how bad the muddy sections are, and so on. And in all truthfulness, today I'm finding the trail pretty good. Oh sure, there's some muddy sections, but they're easily kind of step around or step through, if you will. And the rest of the trail is actually pretty damn good. So that, for me, is a bonus. Because what I find with the Bruce is, again, in certain sections, other sections not so much, but in certain sections, these sections where I live and train, it's usually around mid-June before, you know, all the kind of mud is dried up and, you know, it's just kind of a normal dry trail, if you will. Doing it a little earlier. This is the earliest, by the way. Starting next Monday will be the earliest I've ever done any kind of through hike attempt at all of the Bruce. I have done section hikes in starting mid and end of April. A couple of years ago I did the Blue Mountain section. I think it was the 10th of April, but I'm just not sure when I did that. But that's only like 65 kilometers. But that was all mud. I'd say 80% mud. Today, little muddy spots here and there. Nothing to write home about. So that's a good thing. We're approaching, getting closer to the lookout, where we take our break, eat our fruit and yogurt, and enjoy the view on this beautiful day. And then we'll turn around and head back the way we came. I hope you're enjoying our video today, by the way. It's always a pleasure, a delight, and I love the company when you guys come along with me. So please, don't forget to like the video and do subscribe. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, consider doing so. We need all the subscribers we can get. This helps my channel get promoted, and it therefore helps me promote or upload, if you will, create more content. I enjoy gear reviews. I haven't done many lately, but I'm going to change that because I do enjoy doing gear reviews. On this next upcoming hike, we're going to be using the Dan Durston X-Mid 1. Now, we just bought that, I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks ago. I've been out in it. I've used it a couple of times for 2-day, 1-night kind of wild camp hikes. And it takes some getting used to going from a big Agnes Copper Spur UL to a 2-man tent, going to a 1-man tent. It's a huge kind of change. Learning curve, adaptation curve, getting used to curve, whatever. But I'm also loving the 28 ounces compared to the 50 ounces of tent weight. It's a poleless tent or trekking pole tent. Anyhow, so that's a new piece of gear, of course, and it will be its kind of really is its first major kind of hike with me. So I'm looking forward to that, using that. just ahead, kind of a raising or a climb of rocks. And it's the top of there is the actual Osler Bluff lookout. And at this point, we're actually very close to the highest point on the Bruce Trail, but it's actually not here. It's very close to here, though. But anyhow, that's the near here, there. Whew. Okay, let's get up this last kind of rock scramble, if you will. And let's see what kind of view we get today. I think it's a little hazy, but I still think we are going to be in for a nice treat as far as the view is concerned. So here we go. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Let's see what we can see. Oh, wow. How beautiful. How beautiful. What do you think, guys? Worth the hike? Most definitely. Okay. Let's get ourselves planted. Put these trekking poles down for a little while. Get ourselves sorted. Oh dear. Drop my pole. We'll get ourselves sorted, as the English say, and we'll enjoy our break. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my goodness. I've said it so many times, but I can't believe how blessed I am. I really am. Thank you. Okay. Break time's over. Now, I've been meeting quite a few people out here today, and of course it dawned on me, it is a beautiful day, of course, and it's not too hot and it's not too cold, it's just perfect. Cool enough to keep the bugs away, yet warm enough to be very pleasant. I'm wearing a t-shirt and a top, but I'm wearing shorts. But anyhow, I met a hiking group from Sarnia, Ontario, 7 ladies and 1 man, and they're doing a end-to-end hike of the Blue Mountain section. In fact, they'll be finishing in Maple Lane today to finish their 4-day end-to-end hike of the Blue Mountain section. But funnily enough, there were 7 ladies and 1 man. So I have no idea what came over me. I said, oh, 7 ladies and 1 man. So yes, somebody's got to be in charge, right? You know, just kind of indicating and assuming the man would be in charge. Well, how silly of me, because all 7 ladies quickly corrected me to let me know that this particular lady was in charge, not the man, indeed. So, I was really just kidding them when I said, oh, somebody's got to be in charge. Very nice ladies, had a great chit-chat with them. Just met another nice pair of ladies, and a fellow lady, Maxine, she also has some Appalachian Trail experience. Maybe last year, I'm not sure when, but she did spend some time hiking the Appalachian Trail. So that was just wonderful, chatting with her. Charming lady. Wow. Yeah, anyhow. And then, of course, just as I was leaving the lookout, there was a mom and dad and a bunch of kids all came. They live in Collingwood, and they hiked up here from wherever. There's different parking areas and trailheads around, so you can park lots of places and make it a 3 or 4 kilometer hike if you want, and that's just fine. Yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous day. I've already started monitoring the weather for my upcoming through hike of the Bruce, again starting next Monday. And it looks like on Monday itself, maybe even Monday and Tuesday, and this is long range obviously, the weather looks fine, sunny and so on and so on, but there is going to be rain moving in, which is quite normal, of course. So obviously I prefer days like this if I could get, again, just a reminder, I'm hiking from Maple Lane to the Niagara Falls terminus. I'm doing the southern half, a flip-flop, and doing the southern half first, 460 kilometers. And if I could get about 15, 16 days of sunshine, I would be able to put that puppy to bed. But anyhow, that's not going to happen, I know. I don't mind hiking in the rain, but I think we all know a sunny day like today is just beautiful. Especially the temperature is just right for hiking. It really is. It's not particularly hot, but it's just nice. I don't know what temperature is. I'm going to say it's 15 or 16 degrees Celsius, but I don't know. Hey, as I keep rolling around in my mind, and I do a lot of thinking on trail, a lot of planning on trail, because it's peaceful and it's quiet. It's my world. But anyhow, I thought to myself, at Highway 89, I don't know, I think I'm going to be in the Dufferin Highlands section at that particular point. It's about 108, 110 kilometers from the start point, which will be the start point for me, Maple Lane, on my through hike of the Bruce Trail starting next week. There is we've mentioned before, there's a gas station, a Subway, 2 burger shops, a motel, but there's also a campground called the Primrose Campground. And I thought to myself, you know what, if this was like the Appalachian Trail or something, or the Colorado Trail or something like any of the US trails, a person would be mailing or dropping off resupply boxes there and then picking them up as they came through. Sometimes there's a charge for that, $5. Sometimes, or most times, if you're planning on staying there, be it a hostel or a campground, if you stay there, then the holding service for your resupply box is free. So I thought, you know what, I am going to call the charming people at the Primrose Campground. So I did, and a lady answered. And I told her what I had in mind. And she said, well, does it contain any hazardous materials? I said, well, no. It's just my food. It's a resupply box for a through hiker. She says, well, this is a very unusual request. But again, this is Ontario, and this is the Bruce Trail. So she said, would you be camping here? And I said, well, I don't know. I hadn't thought about that. She said, well, okay, you know, we'll do that. We'll hold the box for you. Drop it off sometime this week, and then next week you pick it up. I said, yes. And she said, okay, well, okay then. So I felt she was a little reluctant, only because she said it's a very unusual request. But it's actually not. It just depends on your geographical location, whether it's unusual or not, I suppose. But then this young lady did make me think, you know what, at 108, 110 kilometers in, be a good spot to charge my battery banks, take a shower, about 4 days-ish. So I thought, well, why not camp there? So I called her back and I said, you gave me a great idea. And I asked her how much the rate would be. She said $55, I think, for a spot for the night. And I asked her about recharging my battery pack. She says, yes, you can do that here. I thought, you know what, that's going to be an excellent opportunity to take a resupply box down there. It's about a 40-minute drive, 45-minute drive from my house, but it's 110 kilometers on trail. So I thought, well, maybe I could do that. So what I'm thinking now is that I am going to put together a resupply box, take it down at the end of this week or over the weekend, drop it off there. And when I start my hike, a couple of days into my hike, I'll know how it's going. I'll call them for a booking for a tent spot. And at $55, I get all the facilities. I can recharge my battery packs. I can shower, do my laundry, everything else. I can still go to the burger shop and have a town food and pick up a resupply box all at the same time. I thought that was a great deal. So I think that could be the best plan yet. And then from there, it's another, well, that's pretty much halfway between here and the Cedar Springs Motel. Yeah. Works out well, I'm thinking to myself. My goodness. Little rocky section just here. Challenging, but beautiful. So a little update on my constantly work in progress resupply options. I've had one very charming lady, great thru hiker, and even though I've never met this girl, I know she's quality people. I know that. Anyhow, she offered to help me out. She's in the southern section. Scully Brown. Check out her channel, by the way. She is a hiker. Check out her channel. Pretty cool girl. In fact, last night I watched her 4 days on the Bruce Trail that she's just done, just recently. It was 4 days on the Bruce Trail part 1, which was, I think, the first 2 days. This particular girl, she hikes with severe diabetes. And with those dietary kind of restrictions that she has, I've no idea how she does it. No idea how you do it, Scully. I don't think I could do that. Anyhow, check out her channel, Scully Brown, on YouTube. Show a little love, because she shows love to everybody else. And she's offered to help me out, but it would be nice just to meet her for a coffee as I go through that area. Resupply options in the south are plentiful. So that's okay, but a coffee break with her would be charming. Anyhow. Okay, little update of what was going on in my world today, how my planning progresses. But I definitely am thinking putting together that resupply box. I think a little effort now would be greatly beneficial next week. Yeah. Okay. Let's get to it. Well, we're back on the gravel road. Take a look-see. Except this time we're descending to the base of Blue. We're not climbing to the summit. We're descending back down to where we parked the car at 6 o'clock this morning. I don't know what time it is now, but you know what? It doesn't really matter. It's been an excellent day. Closing thoughts as today's hike, as well as being a training hike and just an enjoyable hike, has been kind of a pondering, thinking, planning hike. Again, resupplying and so on for my upcoming through hike of the Bruce Trail, or at least the southern half of the flip-flop. Again, which is scheduled to begin next Monday morning, bright and early. We'll see how that goes. We'd also talked a little bit about the new idea of the Primrose Campground. That really does appeal to me, simply because it would, in all truthfulness, be a significantly lighter pack, because that'd be about 3 or 4 days of food that I don't have to carry. So, having said that, at a base weight, remember on the base weight we did, say around 16.5, but let's round it off to 17 pounds, the base weight we had when we did the gear list for the hike. We'll round it off to 18 pounds. I think with 4 days of food, my snacks and so on, which is what I would need to get to Primrose, the 108 kilometers and so on, say 4 days of food, a little bit extra just in case, 700 ml of electrolyte water on the pack, not including camp water. You know, that's hit and miss, and obviously we need camp water, and sometimes on the Bruce you have to carry it quite a ways. But having said all that, if I can come in at 30 pounds or less, under that criteria, I would be extremely happy with that. Because to me, I mean, I used to be, back in the day, at 45 pounds and so on. And as expensive as it is, and it's a learning process, it's a learning curve. And I speak to many people about their pack weights. They ask me a lot of questions about pack weights. In fact, today, the young lady I spoke to that had spent some time on the Appalachian Trail last year, when she started out, she told me her pack weight was 50 pounds. Well, in all truthfulness, you just can't do that. You're not going to make it. It's just not going to happen. It's impossible. And there's not much you can say to that lady. She has to learn it herself. Oh, you can tell her, you can say, listen, you don't need the coyote spray and the bear spray and the this and the that, and I'm not sure what you want the kitchen sink for, but until they're going up and down some mountains where the only thing on their mind is, how can I make this pack lighter? They don't know. It's a learning process, and that's fine too. There's no greater teacher than experience itself, I think. So yeah, hey, yeah, if I can get my pack weight to south of 30 to begin my Bruce Trail hike next Monday, I would be one happy camper with that. And that Durston X-Mid 1 goes a long way in doing that. Also, I've cut 3 ounces off from going from my iPhone Pro Max 11 to my iPhone 2nd edition SE is a 3-ounce savings right there. This all adds up. So there was, let me see, 22 ounces of a saving on the shelter. But 3 more ounces savings on the phone. That's 25 ounces right there. That's almost 2 pounds. There's been a couple of other little things. I've changed the way I carry my GoPro. Instead of having a pouch with my GoPro, which has always been a pain to me, getting the camera in and out of them, I now just secure it with the articulated selfie arm that I'm using right now. I secure that on my sternum strap right here. There's no extra weight to do that. Now the legs just part and it just slides right in, and it's very secure. So that's actually another 3-ounce savings. So that's 28 ounces in savings, which is 2 pounds. So right there on those 3 items, 2 pound savings. Delighted. I'm not sure how. If I'm going to get much lighter than that, I have to change pack. And I am on the waiting list for the Kakwa 55 litre, which is a Durston, Dan Durston product. He also does a Kakwa 40 litre. And that, I think, if I went with the Kakwa 55 litre, I think that would save me about 8 ounces or maybe 12 ounces over the Osprey Exos 58. And if I went with a 40 litre, then I'm not sure if I could, but if I did, that would give me another, I don't know, another few ounces, 3 or 4 ounces savings. That could be a pound right there. That would come up to 3 pounds in weight less, but that's going to cost some money too to buy that pack. I'm on a waiting list for the 55 litre with the large frame, large shoulder strap. So, because there's no stock right now. And with the 55 litre and the new size and the size of the new tent, I wouldn't have to carry external items. If I went with a 40 litre, then I could still carry the tent on the outside, and that would be just fine. So maybe the 40 litre would be the way to go. Just thoughts, work in progress, constant work in progress. Hey, take a look at the view. Same view we looked at this morning, but totally different. Remember? We looked down this little gravel kind of country road descending down Blue Mountain. You see the lake in the distance. I don't know if you can in the GoPro, but this morning that was all dappled with morning light. God's fingers, remember? Now it's just God's blue sky. But God's fingers was touching the ground this morning, blessing the land to start the day. Jasper here. Thank you for being with me today. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. We need all the subscribers we can get. Hey, have a great day. Jasper, over and out.